Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we begin today's story, I want to ask you one simple question. Have you ever ignored someone who quietly did everything for you? Someone who stayed in the background? Someone whose value you only realize when life takes everything away? This is not just a story, this is a reminder. Let me tell you about the unseen wife. Ethan Miller was a man who loved success. He loved expensive suits, polished shoes, and the feeling of being important. As a senior manager in a multinational company, Ethan believed the world respected titles, and he had one worth respecting. At home, however, there was a woman the world never saw, his wife, Clara. Clara woke up before sunrise every day. She prepared breakfast, organized the house, and made sure everything ran smoothly. She never complained, she never demanded attention. To Ethan, she was simply there. When his colleagues talked about their stylish, career-driven wives, Ethan stayed quiet. He never invited Clara to office dinners or corporate events. She wouldn't fit in, he told himself. She's just a simple housewife. When Clara once asked if she could attend an annual company dinner, Ethan laughed lightly and said, "You won't enjoy it. It's all business talk." Clara smiled and nodded. She always did. Ethan believed he was the pillar of the house. He paid the bills, he made the decisions, he carried the responsibility. What he didn't know was that every afternoon, when the house fell silent, Clara entered a different world. She locked the study door, she opened her laptop, and she became someone Ethan had never imagined. Clara was a financial analyst, anonymous, respected, and highly sought after. She worked under a private identity, advising global clients, managing portfolios, and building wealth quietly. She chose anonymity because she loved peace. She chose silence because her husband never made space for her voice. One morning, Ethan's life collapsed. A sudden company audit exposed internal corruption. Though Ethan was not the mastermind, his signature was everywhere. Within weeks, he lost his job, friends stopped calling, savings drained quickly, legal letters arrived at the door. That night, Ethan sat alone in the dark living room. "I've lost everything," he said brokenly. "I don't know how we'll survive." Clara brought him a glass of water. "We will," she said calmly. Ethan looked at her, irritated by her confidence. "You don't understand," he replied sharply. "This isn't something a housewife can fix." Clara said nothing. She walked to the bedroom and returned with a thick envelope. "Please read this," she said. Inside were bank statements, investment summaries, and contracts. Ethan's hands began to shake. The balances were unreal. The name on every document was the same, C. Miller. "What is this?" Ethan whispered. Clara took a deep breath. "For years," she said softly, "I supported this family." Quietly. Without recognition, Ethan felt his chest tighten. "All the times you thought we were living comfortably because of you. That was never the full story." Tears filled his eyes. "Why didn't you tell me?" he asked. Clara looked at him, not angrily, but honestly. "Because you never saw me as someone worth listening to." Clara hired the lawyers, she stabilized their finances, she guided Ethan through the legal storm. But something inside her had changed. One evening, Ethan said, "I don't deserve you." Clara nodded slowly. "I know," she replied, "but what hurts most is that I was invisible. Even in my own home." Months later, Ethan attended a professional seminar. This time, he wasn't the speaker, he was just another face in the crowd. When the host announced the keynote consultant, Ethan froze. "Please welcome," the host said, "one of the most respected financial strategists in the industry, Clara Miller." The audience stood and applauded. Ethan stood too, with tears in his eyes, because the woman he once ignored was now seen by the world, and only then did he understand. The strongest people are not always loud. The most valuable ones are often unnoticed. She was never weak, she was simply the unseen wife.